What's up, YouTube? I know in my last video I said I wasn't going to review this cigar, but I decided to. It's a Montecristo Reserva Negra Belicoso, coming in at 6 1/4 inches by 52 ring gauge. Features a, you know what, let's go back. Give me 5 seconds here. I'm gonna go to back to Montecristo's actual page instead of getting it off just a tobacco source, you know. It says this richly flavored, well, it says box press Maduro, but I don't have the box press of the Belicoso. I think they box pressed their Robusto, but anyway, embodies the perfection and superior quality that has become synonymous with the Montecristo name. I'll definitely agree with that. I started off, I just barely nipped the end off, but about halfway through I cut a good amount more off, and woo-wee, that draw really opened up spectacularly. It's got a really nice citrus pepper on the retrohale. I'm really enjoying. Reminds me of the only other one I've got a citrus pepper from is the La Gloria Cubana, which was really good. Really light though, really different than the cigar, but the retrohale, I'm just saying, is very similar. Where did I leave off at? Let's see. Meticulously handcrafted at the celebrated Tabacalera de Garcia factory in the Dominican Republic. The Montecristo Reserva Negra is a notably fuller bodied cigar, I guess. I guess we'll see if I get towards the end how full the body is. It doesn't really have a very long finish, but it's not to say it's not enjoyable. It's just the finish isn't very long like some other cigars. An exquisite chocolate brown San Andres Marron wrapper surrounds a Nicaraguan binder and a blend of Honduran and Nicaraguan long filler to create a flavorful, sweet and spicy cigar that's not to be missed. I'll agree with that. What? The draw is really smooth and creamy. Definitely some pepper. It's got a good amount of pepper. Not a spicy pepper. Just kind of a pepper. It's just a nice peppery tobacco flavor. A little sweet, you know, on the draw is rich and sweet. The retrohale, just keep getting a nice citrus pepper. Oh, retrohale a little too much on that one. Give me some watery eyes. But yeah, it hasn't changed at all since I lit it up. Maybe the peppers kicked up a little more, but I have started retrohaling a little bit more here towards the end, so that might be why the pepper's kicking up. And for those of you that are unaware of what a retrohale is, retrohale, what I like to do with a retrohale, it's where you and oh man, I'll talk about it on another video. I don't have it around me right now, but a guy that I just subscribed to has a perfect video talking about what is a retrohale, and he actually said that, I think the guy, he's part of a website or a magazine or something, but he said that it was actually him and his group or his team or whatever from his website or magazine that coined the term retrohale. They're the ones that invented the term retrohale back in like 2002, which I thought was, you know, kind of interesting, because I heard retrohale from somewhere else, and then I ended up, you know, coming back and finding, you know, the guy that actually made up retrohale, and I didn't get it anywhere from him at all, which I thought, you know, it just means that it caught on. But anyway, retrohale simply is just breathing out your nose, breathing the smoke out your nose. When you taste the cigar, you're tasting in your mouth. He has a big chart of all like the biological stuff, everything you have up in your nose, your olfactory glands or something. That's your scent glands, and then you have your taste glands. When you're sucking in a cigar, when you're smoking it, you get most of your taste from your taste glands, and you get a little bit from your olfactory glands, the smoke that's coming in your nose. But when the smoke is reversed and it comes from the back of your throat and then out your nose, it hits like the main part of your olfactory glands. And I may be saying that wrong. Please correct me if I am in the comments. But I'll also give you guys the video in the description. But the olfactory glands, when it's coming out the other way, you hit them in a way different way, and it gives you a completely different sensation and taste from the cigar. So that's what retrohaling is. When I retrohale though, and even the guy on the website, he said, a lot of people, they'll blow out, I like to blow out about 80% of the smoke out of my mouth, and then the last 20% out of my nose. To me, that's retrohaling, maybe 75% out the mouth and then 25% out the nose. He says you can do, 50% out the mouth. When he does it, he blows about 50% out and then 50% out the nose. Sometimes, when I watch it, it's more like about 30% out the mouth and 70% out the nose. But obviously, he's, been smoking cigars probably as long as I've been alive, so that's why. But when I retrohale, I only like to get the last bit of smoke out my nose. Because sometimes it can be overwhelming to blow the cigar smoke out your nose. But that's retrohaling. It just gives you more sensations and more flavors to get a hold of, out of the cigar. But yeah. It's got great flavors though. Not very strong. I would recommend this for a new smoker. Not the price, but I don't talk about prices really much. I don't think any cigar's too expensive to try at least once. If you want to. But alright guys, I think that's about it for this one. Starting to get maybe a little I describe it as a steak and potato kind of taste, but sometimes you can get that steak and potato taste just from the cigar getting too hot. I get that steak and potato taste a lot from Padrones, actually. It's like a really meaty kind of, flavor. Cigar is not really hot at all, so I'm guessing I'm just getting the flavor a little bit, but still pepper on there. That was great. This big old ash on my shirt. Alright guys, I'll end it. See that? Beautiful. I'll end it with that nice Montecristo Reserva Negra Belicoso, 6 1/4 inches by 52 ring gauge. Nice mellow, tobacco-y, peppery, meaty smoke. Rich, creamy, impeccable construction, impeccable draw. Definitely recommended. Alright guys, P-Town Piper signing out. Sweet smokes. Peace.